We have collected so many red flags that we have sewn ourselves a red cape, put it on, and flew our asses into the land of toxicity. And we wonder why our relationships are in shambles. Let's get into it. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Openly Expressive. Today is September 20th, 2023. How are you doing, my babies? I hope well. Me? I'm alright today. I've seen better days, but I'm okay. I'm not depressed. I have not been able to catch y'all up. So, I had a therapist. I named her Tacky Jackie, the one that said, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. No, girl, you gotta go. And then I had another one, but she left me because she left the company, and she was pretty dope. She had Taurus, and I don't really deal with them like that, but she was cool as fuck. And I'm like, dag, so you just gonna leave me on top of the abandonment issues I already have, and now you're adding on to that. But I got a new one. She pretty cool. I only saw her once, so today will be my second session, and feel pretty good about it. I have been in a state of funk for like the past 3 months due to a demise of a situationship. I won't even call it a relationship. We'll call it a situationship. But, I realize all things happen for a reason, and we walk around here collecting red flags from people and situations until we build a damn quilt or a cape, actually, and fly our ass into the land of toxicity, as I said in the opener, the intro. And we wonder why things are in shambles in our lives because, we seem to go into situations blindly when we know damn well we already saw all of the signs of fuckery and everything else. But sometimes when you're vulnerable, I won't even say something, but most times when you're vulnerable, you tend to put up with things or overlook things or just whatever, let people get away with a lot of ish, give people the benefit of the doubt. And it's because of your vulnerability, our vulnerabilities, and it's also because sometimes you're lonely, and sometimes you need someone to fill a void, or sometimes you develop a trauma bond with people, or sometimes you just simply put up with people's ish because it's a familiar place. And oftentimes when, you're in a relationship or a situationship with someone, you don't want to leave because of time invested. And that's the most dumbest thing that we can do. Because in actuality, you're like, okay, I stay with this person for this long, XYZ, and to leave this person and start all over again, A, that's tasking and time consuming. B, who really wants to waste their damn time? C, who wants to, invest effort into shaping and molding a situation or a grown-ass man-child or a woman who doesn't have her ish together? You don't really want to invest all of your best qualities and time and effort into someone else for them to go escape and be with somebody else and put on that show, because it's never natural how they act towards the new person of all the great, quote unquote, great things that you have instilled in them, or the way, the way that you want to be treated. They just take that to the new relationship or a past relationship that they are rekindling with, and they start, implementing all of the things that you wanted when you were with the person. And it's like, so you just wasted my whole damn time. And I'm just realizing in life, I'm cutting off a lot of people, friends, foes, lover, whoever. It's just like, because, regardless of how a situation ended, whether you walked away or they walked away or it was a mutual thing or you were damn ghosted or whatever the situation is, take it all in stride, honey, and realize it was for the best. I'm in the laundry I'm in the laundry parking lot, and he better not block me in. I'm sorry, but anyway, I veered left. Sorry, guys. But it's just like, sometimes you just have to take a L, whether it's in love, finances, whatever. Walk away. It's okay, because there always will be better days. We remain in a state of funk for quite too long. It's okay to be down and out sometimes, but to remain in that state of funk and depression and everything else for quite some time, that's when it turns into a disorder. Because let's be for real, we have emotions. We are not, we're not robots. So we're all going to be able to tap into our emotions, whether it's a good emotion or a bad emotion. But it's also a way that you deal with things and handle it and tackle it. Because if you don't, then you'll remain in a state of depression, or you'll just seep into a state of depression. And that's not a fun place to be, my friends. So I was actually in a state of depression. And I'm the type of person that if something happens, I don't want to say happens, because I really don't want anything else bad to happen in my life or my children's lives, okay? But in the past, let's say that no matter how close to right now or whatever it was, in the past, whenever something has happened to me, I start to revert back to my childhood traumas, and I'm like, well, not revert, but I start to reflect on those things, and I'm like, damn, woe is me. Like, what the hell? Why is something always happening that is not of my benefit? And you just start having those wheels playing in your head, and you just start getting pissed off. And it's just like, I'm in the state of seclusion right now, isolation and everything, because I don't even want to deal with fake friends, exes, and all this other stuff. I had spoken to one of my exes, and you know that one ex that you always cling to or have a thing for in your mind, whether y'all spoken in the past or not, or whatever. And it doesn't matter how much time has passed throughout that demise of the relationship, they still always have a piece of you. And sometimes, if not most times, if that was like a real bond or whatever, you still have a piece of them, they still have a piece of you, and it's just a bond that's unbreakable, and that the memories of that relationship is unshakable, no matter how toxic it was. And you know what I noticed? I noticed that the most toxic a relationship is, why are those the ones hardest to shake? And it has to be because of those trauma bonds that we have. Because, if you are in a state of a healthy mind and someone does something traumatic in your life, you'll be like, get the fuck on, and I never want to see you again. But when you have that commonality of trauma in your life, you bond over that sometimes. And sometimes that's the only thing that you have to bond over, because neither are you of healthy mind. And it's just like, okay, now what? And especially when you are in a situationship or relationship where it started off as a trauma bond, and then one of you are in the healing process or have healed. And I don't even think you can fully heal, like I said before. Once that glass is broken, you're going to see them cracks. I don't care. But, you got to hope for the best and polish it up as much as you can. Shellac it. Whatever. I don't know. But Buffett. The thing is, once one of you are in the healing process, that's when it changes, because the other person and you no longer have that bond in common, and you start moving different while they're still in this state of misery or whatever, toxicity, same thing. And then they start to look at you different, you start to look at them differently. So I say all of this to say that me and one of my exes had reunited. I think it was last year. I'm not sure how long ago it was. Either way, it was on my birthday of 2023. And it was like an out the blue type of thing, because we weren't expecting to even ever talk again, but it just happened or whatever on the phone. And, we were like reuniting and quote unquote rekindling things. But then, you start to see that the person is still the same person that they were. And this person to me was basically saying, like, you've changed. And I'm saying, like, what the hell do you expect? I was in my 20s now. I'm in my 40s now. And I've learned from I can't even say I learned from my mistakes, because I damn repeated history since him 20-something years ago also. So it's just like, we repeat history like a motherfucker until we are completely healed. Hence why I'm seeing a therapist, honey, okay? Because them childhood traumas are a bitch. I don't care how old you are. Those childhood traumas will linger the fuck on. And you like, damn, I'm not 7 no more. How the hell I still got daddy issues, and I'm grown enough to, have children with a damn baby daddy. So why the hell do I still have daddy issues? But golly, it don't go away, honey. It don't go away. So get that fixed, men and women. Those daddy issues, mommy issues, childhood traumas, that shit is real, honey. And you got to get that taken care of, because you will remain in a state of toxicity mentally, and that's not a good place to dwell, honey, at all, because then you attract those type of individuals in your life, and then you heighten the fuckery. Okay? So back to my ex saying I've changed, and I'm like, yeah, because I'm no longer going to allow someone to walk all over me. And not saying I was a doormat, but I would let certain things slide, or it would take a build up for me to pop off, and when I pop off, it was catastrophic. But it's like, now, no, the first time you say something stupid, asinine, whatever the hell else you think that you're gonna say to me, out of character, out of order, out of disrespect, I'm gonna check you on sight. I have no problem with that. I have no problem at all with that. But also, my delivery is way different, because I am in the healing process and have been in that process for quite some time. So it's not the combative confronting of the person. It's not that negative confrontation. And crazy thing is, a lot of people misunderstand what that word is when they're like, someone's confrontational or this or that. They think of it as a negative thing. No. Confrontational means you confront. I confront things like head on, face to face. I don't sit there and beat around the bush, because when you let that fester and then it finally does happen to creep out, or you have to confront the person, then it's explosive, because it's a buildup of BS that you have been hiding inside, and then you finally let it out and you're pissed. No, get things off your chest when it happens, my friends. And it doesn't have to be in a combative nature, but you can confront people. Don't think that being confrontational, confronting things, is a negative thing. Because guess what? When you don't confront things, the only negative outcome you're going to have is on yourself. Because you're bottling it in. And when things start to fester, things also can turn into diseases. Stress, anxiety, because that's how I actually developed anxiety disorder, from sometimes letting things slide, or holding things in with my ex that I speak of 20 something years ago, and I deal with it till today. But it subsided in most parts of life. For me, I don't really have anxiety like that, because I guess I've learned how to control it. But when I was vaping, that heightens it. And that's like a side effect of vaping, chest pains and things like that. But I became a really big vape head because I was dealing with someone, a Leo ill, and they were so toxic. And I noticed that certain signs, well, I'm not even going to say signs because I don't want to offend anyone, but in my experience, I can't deal with certain signs like the hot months. Get away from me. I can't deal with it. Only person that I'm really dealing with in a hot month that I have to deal with, and I don't mind it, is my daughter. She's a Gemini. She's in June. I love her. I love her so much. She cool. But everybody, and she have her ways though. I'm not even going to lie about it. But I don't know, honey. Them hot month folks, narcissism be like, whoa. But that one, particular sign, beware of narcissists. I'm just saying. That narcissism mess, really takes a hold of people. And I don't even want to, just pinpoint that to certain signs. But narcissism is really nothing to play with. And I also told my ex, I was like, listen, you're a gaslighter. And the thing is, before the pandemic and many, 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 many years ago, no one was really using those words. Narcissism, narcissist, gaslighting, and things like that. So it's like we have always been in the company of those type of people. But since we wasn't putting a word to the face, I guess it didn't hit as it does now. So now that we're able to identify that person's character, oh man, when I know that you're a narcissist, I'm going to call your ass out and I need to get away from you. So I'm telling him, I'm like, you're a gaslighter. And the thing is, you've always been one, but now I can put a word to the face. And he was complaining, saying I changed this and that. Why the hell would I still be the same complacent person who puts up with someone's BS, someone's childhood traumas that they are projecting upon me, and obviously their insecurities, because when you are in a state of insulting someone's personal being, you are insecure. And I'm not even that type of girl who wants to hit below the belt and things like that, because listen, my intellect is so far up there, I don't have to hit below the belt. Let's stay on the topic at hand, my friend. But the crazy part is I have dealt with him and my husband, and those two have taught me to hit below the belt like a motherfucker, and I don't like it because that's ignorant. Stay on the topic at hand. Why are you talking about somebody's mother and they weight and they this and that, all this stuff? And it's just like, so I see where your intellect lies, my friends. You don't know how to have a debate or conversation, disagreement, whatever the hell you want to call it, without hitting below the belt. Because I realized that some people hit below the belt because, if I'm asking you a question about a matter of importance to me, I'm not even going to say a matter of importance because, it might not be important to you. Especially if you are the one who are having the finger pointed at. Of course it's not going to be a matter of importance to you because, your feelings weren't the one tainted. And that's a selfish thing because guess what? If it's important to the person that you are with, why is it not important to you? But a lot of people don't operate like that, aka narcissists. They don't give a damn what you are feeling. They don't give a damn what they are putting you through. The finger will always be pointed at you, never taking a look at the four fingers that are pointing back at them. So you have to stay away from those type of people because you're always going to be in a constant state of defending yourself. You're always going to be in a constant state of being offended, disrespected, unloved. And the crazy part is these people be thinking that they love on you and everything. And maybe they actually do love you, but they're so toxic and dealing with all those traumas that they have not worked on that they don't even know the proper way to love you. So it's just coming across as cruel and hatred. And it's just like, because if you love somebody, you try your best to protect them. Like I said in episode, I think in season 1 or whatever, when you love your children, that does not hurt. When you love God, that does not hurt. So why, when I'm loving you and quote unquote vice versa, it hurts like hell? It feels like you're in a damn sunken place, and you just can't get out of it. And it's like those be the most toxic relationships that you have ever been in. And for some reason, that's the one that you have the tightest bond with. And no matter how many years have passed, that person is still on your medulla. And so I just don't understand, like, why not just build together? Why not realize, tap into your life and be like, you know what? I think I'm hurting. I think that I need some help. And I love you so much. You might need some help. It looks like you need some help too. So let's do this together. Let's go to counseling. Let's both get couples therapy and most definitely individual therapy. But a lot of the time, like I had a example. I had a therapist many years ago. Like, I'm big on therapy, honey. My mom used to try to shun it when I first introduced her to that topic of me even thinking of getting therapy when I was like maybe in my early 20s or late teens. It could have been my early 20s or whatever. And she tried to shun it. She's like, why? They're going to be all in your business. And in actuality, I put 2 and 2 together. You don't want them in your business because the basis of my childhood trauma is my mom. The basis of my childhood trauma is my dad's lack of presence. So instead of you rooting me on and, sorry guys, I'm outside, like I said, for that noise. But back to what I was saying. Instead of you being my biggest supporter because you're my mom and rooting me on and being my cheerleader, letting me know that therapy will be therapeutic and it will help me to get to the mental space that I need to be, you're sitting there shooting it down. And I'm not that girl. Like, if my daughter wants some therapy, because I enrolled her in therapy when I was not way younger, but, a few years ago, I think when I first got married or whatever, around that time, I'm not sure. But either way, I was her supporter. Listen, you want to go to therapy? And she probably wasn't really into it at first, but since she was a minor, I was able to make her go. And, it's beneficial. It's beneficial. A lot of people shun it, especially in our community, Black community. We shun it. And it's just like, why? Why are you afraid? And I don't even think like it's to where my mom was saying how, I was saying like, I don't even think that it was to where my mom was like, you know, they're going to be all in your business, aka her business, and I guess, you know, she would be embarrassed. I'm also think that a lot of people, including my mother, doesn't want to seek therapy because a lot of people are not ready to heal. So it's just like, people, I think they don't want to confront the fact that they need to heal because either A, they don't want to bring up those childhood traumas and address it because it'll, you know, basically open up that can of worms of emotion, and they have to tap into that, and maybe they feel that they are not strong enough to address those emotions head on, or maybe it's just like it's too painful for them to even want to unravel that freaking package of toxicity, and it's just like, listen, I'd rather just keep going day to day as I am. But it's so unhealthy because not only do you know, continue to add on to your own demise, but it's just like you are spewing your own insecurities and hurt and neglect and everything else that has bothered you and ailed you as a child. You are directing that towards others. And we all know the saying, hurt people, and that is a damn fact. There's nothing mythical about that. Like, that's a whole fact. When you are hurt, you will project your hurt and pain and insecurities and everything else upon everyone else because you're masking your own, and I guess it's easier to hurt others than to address your own hurt. And that's so stupid to me. Cater to your shit, man. Because you are also mating with other people who haven't catered to their traumas. And then you guys are procreating, and you are creating other people on this earth who are broken because you haven't been given the tools, and, you know, you haven't applied all of the strategies that was given to you if you did seek therapy. And I'm not saying that therapy is the only way to heal, but you have to address those traumas. Oh, guys, I'm going to put on my openlyexpressive.com website the shadow work journal. I'm not sure if you guys heard of that, but I'm an ambassador for that, affiliate for that. And, you know, the whole TikTok thing. And, you know, I got to do the work. And I was opening it, and my daughter got it as well, unbeknownst to me until we spoke about it when I, you know, announced that I had it. She's like, I got that too. And I was so proud of her and happy for her. And it's just like, I thought somebody almost hit my car, y'all. Oh, sorry. But anyway, I just got PTSD. But anyway, yeah, well, I have PTSD, but my freaking anxiety just went up a second because he was like head on with me speeding in the damn lot of the damn laundry, man. Like, clearly he has childhood traumas too, because that looked like a whole anger issue that homeboy did not address. And I noticed that, like, he looked like he had no patience. I noticed that I have no patience at all. And that has to be due to childhood traumas too, because a lot of the times our whole character, not even a lot of the times, our whole character is developed from when we are a child. We developed our character from what we see. We developed our characters from our family members. And a lot of the times some things are, I don't know if things are embedded in your DNA. I don't know. But I think people think that it's like that. But I don't think in your DNA you act like an asshole because your father was an asshole and it's in your blood. No, you act like an asshole because your father wasn't there. But you act like an asshole because you saw your parents act like an asshole and your environment of people act like assholes. And nobody was properly wiped. Wipe yourself, people, please. Get some wipes and everything else. Clean that up. Because if not, you're going to be a shitty individual, okay? But back to the topic at hand. Therapy is very much needed because you project all your narcissism and everything else because you wasn't really given adequate attention when you were a child. So it's like, I'm an adult and I'm going to get my attention one way or another. And whether it's a positive or negative way, I'm still getting attended to. And it's just like, you don't see that as unhealthy, my friend? You're like, but yeah, when I was a kid, when I wasn't getting the attention and I did off-the-wall stuff, my mom beat my tail. And guess what? I got attention. So now with you as an adult, I'm going to do off-the-wall things because guess what? That's how I get my attention. That is freaking toxic, my friends. And after the pandemic, like during the pandemic and after the pandemic, I started tapping into my mental even more. And I'm like, but it's a lot of stuff I need to change about myself, because I'm not going to sit there and pretend that I'm perfect and I was the victim in every situation, because I partook in some foolish activities as well with these people. And I realized, listen, I dish it out when it's given to me, and that is toxic. Because when you are the healed version of yourself, whenever any type of toxicity comes your way, you dodge it. And if you can't dodge it and you just happen to get into it, you leave, because you realize it's absolutely unhealthy, and it's not helpful, and it's not beneficial to you and your life, so you had to fuck out. But when you engage in those type of activities, that goes to show that you are toxic too. So I need us all to realize toxicity is very much transferable, and it starts with the home. If you have toxic parents or toxic parents, it's very much transferable to you, and that's how you will be shaped and molded, my friends. So, babies, I gotta go get my laundry. I did this on the spur of the moment, as well as this episode. I just wanted to tap in, let you guys know your girl is good. I ain't great, but I'm good, and I claim greatness for the future, moving forward for myself, and hopefully you guys claim it too. Go get the necessary help that you need, my friends. It's very beneficial to you and your offspring and your loved ones. But your offspring are your loved ones, but all the other individuals around you as well. It's beneficial for us all. I love you, babies. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tapping in, and go take care of you. Have a great, blissful, blessed, wonderful day. Until I chat again. Later, babies.